r/AskReddit. If you were able to go back and redo one thing in your life, what would it be? Posted by CauseLyfe. When I was in high school, there was this weird kid who smelled bad and was really nasty to everyone. We'll call him Sam. In class one day, someone asked me, "Do you want to go out with Sam?" I assumed it was a joke, and they were referring to the smelly, rude kid, and I said, no," in a very dismissive way. That person was actually referring to a girl in the class with the same name, and I saw them go back and tell her what I said. She looked devastated. I've always wondered how different my life, and hers for not being rejected, would have been had I said yes, because I didn't have a girlfriend for almost 2 years after that. Take a year off between high school and college. Looking back, I realized I was burnt out. Would be nice to work for a while to get some experience, savings and life lessons. I would have quit drinking 12 years ago instead of 15 months ago. I would have told my grandmother that I really wasn't mad, I'm sorry, and that I loved her, the night that she died. Other than that, nothing. It's all led me here. Not jump off of that 50-foot sandpile head first. Everything. I had a chance to skip 12th grade and go to college a year early. I wouldn't have had friends I knew from high school and studied more. I would have graduated before the recession started and not have to have dealt with that employment challenge. I would have done that. I have never dated. Ever. Like, I'm in college now and I doubt I have what it takes to even approach girls now. The only thing I regret is not asking out any girl while I was in high school. I'd work out in junior high and high school. Being healthier now has definitely improved my mood and mental health. I would have taken a year off after college and backpacked through Europe. I would redo the moments, you know, the ones where you witnessed or felt something so amazing that only the first time was the best. Music, food, stories, even the people we meet and see need to be a memory for us. We as human people need to be more curious and observant in life, and not be contained by regularity. Yeah to a family that wouldn't leave me so early on. It would be changing my mind and going more towards music over culinary. Tried harder at learning an instrument. I would go back and focus on my health and relationships more than school. I missed out on so many opportunities because education will open a better life for you. True that it helps, but without the other two it's meaningless. I was trying to get into college for 4 consecutive years. First year I was bad. Second year I was 2 places below the line. Third year got in based on points but wasn't believing I am gonna make it judging on how I did the test, and didn't appear on entry day where you sign the papers and get the student index. But the fourth year I made it. I cannot explain that feeling. I would definitely want to experience that feeling once again. I wasn't always the greatest big brother. I would go back and do better for my siblings. The good thing about time though is that sometimes you do get a second chance to set things right. I'm definitely making up for that lost time now. Birth. I would have taken over the lease of the coffee shop I used to work at, dumped my ex when he left for the military, and stayed in my hometown. I'd probably choose a different major in college, and try to stick to my goal of going to med school. I wanted it so bad and got lazy, partied too hard and focused more on getting drunk and sleeping around than I did on school. I came out okay with a decent degree and I have a good job, but I wish I had buckled down, taken my pre-med classes and gone that route, because I would have loved to be a doctor. I've thought about going back, but right now money is too tight after spending so much for those 4 years. I can't imagine having to pay for my prereqs and med school going forward. Probably get my depression and anxiety looked at much earlier. My wife put up with me being a recluse and jobless for years. I regret that time in my life where I could have been working and we would be in a better position financially right now. Prevent my best friend from dying by warning him to stay the away from the trees at his house and stay inside. And do not climb those damn trees at any cost. I would try harder in high school and worry less. There are several people I have taken for granted. I would cherish the time we had together while I had it. Break up with my ex before I went to college so that I could ask out my best friend, who I met freshman year, before she got into serious relationships. Change what I majored in college to a minor, and major in something that's more viable and puts me in a better paying job with benefits. Radio is fun and all, but it don't pay the bills. I wish I'd figured out in high school that I wasn't fat then, maybe I wouldn't have ended up actually being fat later. I'd stay far away from a certain deadbeat individual and rather spend more time with my family. I wouldn't have made friends with someone. When it comes to friends, I tend to become like them. Well, this guy was a nerd, he was weird, and he didn't get along with anyone. As a result, since it was so difficult for me to make friends that he also got along with, he was my only friend for the majority of 11 years. I cut him loose 2 years ago and only now am I starting to recover from the mess I found myself in. I would redo my whole high school years. I messed up so much stuff and missed out on so many things and hung around people who don't even like me and would kick me out of so many things they would do together. I'd like to spend more time with my dad. Saying yes to my ex. I'd invest in Bitcoin when they were worth pennies. I would have dumped my high school girlfriend a lot sooner. In college I double majored in film and studio art. Don't regret the film degree at all. It has led to some really amazing experiences, even if not the most lucrative career. But my art degree has been pretty much useless. The head of the art department left the year I declared the second major and they struggled through 3 other department heads in the time I was there. I love art, but I feel I would have learned just as much doing it on my own instead of taking classes. If I could do it over again, I would choose English as my second major instead. One of the professors begged me to become an English major, and since then I've had several people approach me about my writing, but I turned down opportunities because I didn't think I was good enough. Now I'm becoming interested in writing and journalism, and I wish I had studied it in college, as I feel it would have opened up a lot of opportunities for me. I would have made the monkey wear a blindfold. You are an absolute legend for making it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button. And if you can't get enough, consider subscribing. See you around.